Going live. We're live. Hey everyone. I have got Necro XIII here as promised. Do you want to introduce yourself to the randos in the chat who don't know who you are?
Boy, every time I get asked onto a thing, they're like, "You want to introduce yourself?" I'm like, I make
Yeah. I also hate
the
it when people
video."
do that, like when they make you do it, but like I thought I would do it to you anyway. I don't know, maybe I'm just a witch.
Uh, I make the videos on the YouTube. I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but we're gonna figure it out. That's what my mission is on the YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, like, the most recent one you did was about Shield Hero, I remember.
Pain.
Yeah, and it was kind of like watching that brought back so many bad memories of terrible YouTube takes from 2019. I was just like, oh, good, this is going to be a fun new season. Because I've been really looking forward to Shield Hero. And I'm reading the light novels at the moment because I want to do more of the like deep dive type stuff, like I was doing for Mushoku Tensei, about Shield Hero. And rewatching the first season, when your video came out, I was like, oh, cool, there's a video about Shield Hero. And yeah, it didn't disappoint. The takes were awful.
I think in this latest video when he kept saying, because again the video it's older, but when he came up with the Shield Heroes no hero, I said, this is the pinnacle of anti-tuber writing. I can tell.
Oh, don't be too mean about anti-tubers today, because I'm one.
No, okay, so let me be very clear. There's a difference between anti-tubers and people that are very passionate about what they know about. And you know a lot more than any anti-tuber I think has ever tried to learn about something.
Oh.
So, like, Man Made Mad, he's only seen 4 episodes when at that time of the video. He'd only seen 4 episodes and decided that he wanted to review it with a bunch of misinformation. You're reviewing Mushoku Tensei, and there's video after video about information on top of information. It's great.
I don't normally make the kind of review type content. I usually go like for the more information you wouldn't know just from watching the show. So I was doing that with ReZero to begin with, and I did it with Mushoku Tensei once I'd finished reading it. And it was just kind of like, there's so much you can talk about with these series. And, you know, making content about something you actually like is a positive thing. It's like, I know some people mainly only watch my channel for the more commentary stuff where I'm normally talking about things I don't like High Guardian Spice or bad takes on Twitter about stupid things. But most of my content is about things I think are good. And I think that's kind of like the thing that a lot of anti-tubers don't really do once they get to a certain point and realize they get more clicks from talking about like why things are problematic or whatever. It's like, I don't know, I just defend them all. If I like it, I'll just make videos saying why the writing is good. And
Imagine,
like,
just to do it. Mm-hmm.
When you see those takes that you've made videos about in the past, you know, about Goblin Slayer, because I rewatched some of your content today, just you know, to remind myself of some of the various takes that you've talked about. And there was that one about cells at work, like Necro
That one's one of my favorites.
Necro made a video because Anime America had done this ridiculous take that cells at work was terrible because it made you feel bad for cancer. It was like, but the reasons why they were saying it was bad were like the exact same reasons they were saying that Tokyo Ghoul was good. It's like,
the funny story about that video, like besides it being one of my favorite videos I think I've ever made, I feel like when you go to look at it, it's from this weird lens of you know that this is an anime, right?
yeah.
but then after that video came out, I remember that they went to private that video. I think it's privated. I don't think they deleted it. But it's either privated or deleted. And then someone had like tweeted to them about my video, talking about their video, and then they blocked them. I was like, this is very strange to me.
It was like so weird because I remember watching those episodes of Cells at Work, and my mum died of cancer just a few years ago, and I was watching Cells at Work with my boyfriend, and when there was that whole cancer storyline, I was like, this writing is really good because it's making me feel bad for the cancer cell, and that's like, you know, the story. It's supposed to make you think about things as if it's a workplace or as if it's a job that the cells all have, and why did this cell get born this way and now he has to die and all that sort of stuff. It's like, that's actually really good writing if it can make me feel bad about cancer, you know, because obviously everyone knows cancer is bad. Nobody's gonna feel bad for cancer cells. It's just, that's good character writing. Why would you think it was like problematic? I mean, if vampires were real and your family had been killed by the vampires, you'd just be like, oh, Tokyo Ghoul it's wrong. It makes you feel sorry for the ghouls. It's like, yeah, but it's just a story though.
That I really like. There's a couple of videos. I'm not trying to like be like that guy today, but there's only a few videos that when I look at them, I'm like, that's the one I liked making. And right. I know for a fact the Cells at Work one was my favorite. I don't know why, but it was I wouldn't say it was quick, but it was just easy to look at and say, yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah. It was just like, I couldn't imagine anyone actually straight-facedly making that video, and yet there it was. And I didn't have a channel back then, so, you know, I hadn't been keeping an eye on the bad takes as much as I do now. And so I was sort of going through your back catalogue after I discovered your channel because of the Neuralities thing. And I was like, yeah, I remember that, Goblin Slayer. There were a lot of bad takes about that. There was Cells at Work. There was, you know, like all the ones I'd forgotten, like all the terrible takes I'd forgotten about. And it's like, yeah. I have to do a quick Ada. Thank you, Joshua Perez. Do you think the Toei animation hack was vengeance for the totally not Mark situation? Probably not. What do you think?
I think if it's the same thing that I'm thinking it is, totally not Mark got hit with a bunch of claims.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? It was like claims or strikes or something like that for all the videos that he essentially had on his channel. And then it came back after a while, like most of them.
Yeah. He basically got YouTube to agree to let him geo-block his content so that it wasn't available in Japan, which somehow helps with the lawsuits or something. I did make a video about it, but I can't really remember all the ins and outs of Mark's situation because I was talking more about what happened to Suede, which was another channel that was affected. But the hack recently, I only really saw a headline about that. I don't really know what was going on there.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was kind of, I saw it in some news headline today, but I didn't really bother to read up on it. So I'm sorry, Joshua, we don't really have a good answer for that because we don't really know anything about it.
I mean, from the outside looking in, I would hate to think that there's someone or a group of people that are like, we need to defend Totally Not Mark and just take over this channel.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that
I mean, I didn't
between you and me,
I didn't even know who Totally Not Mark was until this whole thing because I don't really follow like shonen, so I didn't really watch any of his content or really know anything about him until the whole copyright strikes thing. You know, I normally only really watch channels of people I know or you know, seasonal anime related stuff. The big kind of One Piece type channels or whatever. I don't follow those series, so I don't really watch them. And yeah, it was like everyone was talking about it. And I was like, who is this Mark chap? But, you know, it seems he was getting a lot of the strikes. You know, a lot of us who were covering ReZero were getting strikes last year. So, you know, I have a feeling that the Kadakawa situation that we were all in was not really that different from the Toei situation for Mark. So obviously, kind of on his side. It's just, I don't really know enough about his channel or what was going on there to really have a strong comment on that.
You know, it's weird because I never have an issue with any of that. And I think the only time that I have is probably the Symphogear video that I first did. And King's Records will not let you use anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they are like, they're out
was
there.
that
They're on
for
a different plane.
Was that for music then?
I think it was more visual. Like even just like screenshots they were just not happy with. And I was like, okay, well, you just won't.
Yeah, we had that with basically everyone who made ReZero content was getting strikes last year. And some people I know even just stopped making content altogether. There was a channel called Father Bubbas, who was a friend of mine. Probably some people in the chat remember him because I used to stream with him sometimes with Jake Zeb123. And we all had like a kind of group chat, and we were always talking about how we're always getting these copyright strikes. And, you know, it was always on ReZero stuff. Kadakawa were being really protective over ReZero for a while, so it was strange, but I don't know if they've calmed down on that or if it's just that I haven't really been making ReZero content, and the people that have, like Jake still makes it, but he uses like still images instead of clips now. It's, you know, a bit difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Ada, thank you, King of Weeps. So I always say Ada when people do the super chats, so that's...
Man, I need to get something cool like that. I'm pretty lame and boomery, so none of my stuff is that interesting and fun.
Oh, I didn't come up with the idea. It was when I was doing my birthday stream a couple of weeks ago. Someone suggested that was a good way to thank people because people was trying to get me to say stuff anyway. So, you know, maybe I should change it. Maybe I've been doing Ada for too long now. Maybe I should do like, I want to have your kittens, yeah.
Be like Bazinga. People like that apparently.
Bazinga.
Don't worry. That door was
Big Bang Theory.
That was a door that was yeah, it was open for me when I worked at GameStop many moons ago, and unfortunately, Big Bang Theory was like the thing on TV. So every day that I worked there, they always had Bazinga.
Oh God. Ada, thank you, lol orange lolo. Sorry, I will say your name properly. Yeah, so I do the Adas because I guess I'm everybody's only san.
You know, it was a rough time starting out on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know what? Wait, as long as I can say anything, I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there in the universe. Yeah, you can
say anything on my channel.
Okay, so when I first started YouTube, and this doesn't happen anymore. I don't know what happened. I kind of miss it a little bit, but not really. People were like, Necro is a trap. And I'm like, what gave you that idea? That was a weird era in Necro history lore. I don't know.
What, you were a trap?
Apparently I was a trap.
What, because
still be.
Because you use a female avatar, or do you mean like in real life?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just the female avatar.
Ah, right. I think some people actually have questioned whether I'm actually a man before.
You know, it's just the state of being on the internet.
Yeah. It's strange because, I mean, I do have a fairly deep voice for a woman, but, you know, so does Scarlett Johansson. It's not that weird. It's just, you know, nobody ever thought that from talking to me on the phone. But since I was on YouTube, it's always like, you know, she's actually a man, right? And I'm like, I'm not. Oh, I knew this would happen. Okay, Ara Ara, thank you, Blanc Blanc. But he's saying, Necro, give me an Ara Ara, please. Will you do it?
You know what? Here, I'll put out the invitation. I will do that. I will do the phrase if you $50 super chat, nothing less. If I'm gonna do it, you're gonna pay Natalie money.
Make it rain to get an Ara Ara.
Wait, to be fair, if Necro is a trap, he would be a hot one. No, not at all.
I don't know. You might be. I've only ever seen your hands on stream, so
don't do it, bro. I'm not doing the thing. You guys are gonna pay money. She's going to monetize off of my pain. That's how we operate out here. Okay.
I think he's just trying to look like less cheap than me because I'll do it for any amount of money.
Okay, fine. I'll lower it down to $20 super chat, and I'll say it.
Can I do it in installments?
Yeah, this is how we get here. Don't listen to my chat. Your chat's fine. My chat is like, I don't know what they're doing today.
800 IQ move there, Necro. Oh
my god, what is happening?
Thank you, Succubus Bait. I'm just here to cash in on an Ara Ara. I'll admit I've never actually seen any of Necro's content, but I like his voice. I think after this I'll head over and watch some. Ara Ara. Thank you. Lol, Orange Lolo. But it's not me you want the Ara Ara from, is it? Look, you've got to do it now.
Oh my god, there's 3 of them right now. What are you guys
making
doing?
It rain.
Now it's 3. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that 3 Ara Aras, or is it like Ara Ara Ara?
Okay, so this was Blanc Blanc's idea. So he needs to tell me, do you want it a certain way, or do you just want just it being said? I guess there's 3 of them, so I guess I could just do all of them, right?
You can do all of them, yeah. You have to to thank them by name and do the Ara Ara.
Okay.
Like you're a glorious MILF.
Wow, that's gonna be hard to do. Okay. All right, I'm getting to it. Chill out. All right, so Succubus Bait did the first one, so that one's the most normal. So I'll do Ara Ara, and then Lol Orange did the did the second one. I don't know what the second one would be. Ara Ara, and then the third one is
that was good. That was.
And Blanc,
I enjoyed that one.
Put your personality and soul into it. Wow, I don't know about. Those are 2 things I don't have.
Yeah, you gotta Ara Ara like you mean it.
This one right here is no, you can't clip it. I mean, I guess I can't really stop you either. Okay,
it's like an NFT. Once it's out there, anyone can use it.
Pretty much, just right click and save, smiley face. Okay, so Blanc Blanc did the last one for the $20 super chat. Okay, and let's see. Let me prep myself for this one. Ara Ara. Is that one good?
Oh,
that's like 3 of them.
That was intense.
All right, no more chat. Like you're spending too much money on this. I'm a little scared.
I don't know. Maybe we can get him to say "nya."
That right there is 100. I'm not nothing less.
How much to say I want to have your kittens? "Nya."
200. Wait, what's the maximum like color super chat?
I don't know actually.
Let me see. So you can go up. So 100. Okay, so the maximum like color is 100. So 100. 100.
Whoa. I'm pimping you out here for just like saying weird lines. But to be fair, I always say them for free, so...
It's just... First of all, this is why I'm so scared, is that people are using me for material. I'm very scared. I didn't think that they were gonna actually spend money, but I did read it, though.
Well, I'll happily come on your channel and say weird shit for your fans.
Listen, you don't want to put that out into the universe. Wow. Okay, that right there, you're gonna have to like.
I'll go homeless to hear him say, "Let's make babies."
You hit this with the Y in there, and also that one you're gonna have to like, I don't know.
Oh, with the
that's
Y,
gonna have
so
to be a nugget.
It's like proper nya voice, like.
Yep, that send it directly to her PayPal.
Let's make babies. When the product is free, you're the product.
This is true. You should be used to this by now. Okay, you know what? I'm not telling you anymore, chat. This because it's some of my chat in there. You know who you are. Writing all your names down right now on the sticky notes.
I'm hoping that
I'm stupid.
I'm hoping that some of you lovely people in the chat who aren't subscribed to Necro yet are gonna subscribe to him after this.
I drop 100. Oh my god.
Succubus bait. Ada.
Listen.
Thank you, Succubus bait. If I hadn't pre-ordered Stranger of Paradise literally not 2 hours ago, 100% I'd drop a red super. Actually, Succubus bait is one of my top tier patrons, so he's already very supportive of my channel.
So I'm in danger is what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, I can't wait for Stranger of Paradise. This can go on the record. I can't wait to play that game. It is the most white boy game ever, and I just cannot wait.
I saw
a clip last night. Well, I saw a clip. Homeboy last night was just he was doing like his little monologue thing, like all Japanese characters do, and Homeboy just interrupts him. He's like, "I don't care. Just tell me about the thing." And I said, "This is amazing." Besides the other clips of him just like being in a fantasy setting, and when he was like talking to Homegirl, and he goes, "Bullshit," and he just plays music on his phone as he walks away. I said, this is the greatest adventure ever. I need to be a part of this. I don't care how bad the game's gonna be. I just want to see this all day.
Man. That does sound good though. I was gonna ask you if you played Elden Ring yet, because I went out with my friend last night and he couldn't stop talking about how good it was. And, you know, have you got your hands on Elden Ring yet?
So here's the funniest thing about Elden Ring. I stopped playing it when it came out.
Oh.
so I had it for
you had a little pre-release, did you?
Yes, that was one of the games that I reviewed, and I think I played it for roughly a week or two before it came out, and the restrictions were pretty lengthy. They were like, hey, only show like these first two areas of Limgrave and Learning of the Lakes, and don't show anything else. Don't show these certain boss fights or any of that in your previews and stuff.
Right.
And I said, okay, that should be fine, but you know, it is what it is. But I actually got that one done, and before it came out, I had clocked in 98 hours into it.
Oh, sweet.
The first 8 hours was just me running around every location that I probably shouldn't have been in. And of course dying to
so
the
then you couldn't
invader
use any
NPC.
of that footage.
No, I don't think I could use it. Well, okay, this is gonna be really offensive. Okay, so I made a character for shits and giggles to just kind of like mess around in it, and then I forgot that I had to actually like take screenshots and record some stuff. Yeah. One of the screenshots ended up in the review, but I call him Toyota Camry because it's there's a running gag between me and my old friend Danny when I played like Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yeah.
And he goes, name him Toyota Camry, all one word. And so now I just name every character in an RPG Toyota Camry. But I made him look like Justin Trudeau. So he has like the blackface thing going on.
Oh God.
I actually killed an NPC and I stole his armor and then I started wearing it. And so he doesn't wear any pants. It's just the chest armor. And we have the legend of Toyota Camry.
That is a legend for the ages.
But I have enjoyed every single second of playing it, and now that I can actually tell people that I was like playing it for a while, feels great. Because when you're stuck in the bubble of like embargo, you can't say anything.
Yeah.
And that's why I just pinned the one tweet that I put out, like when it actually opened up. I already had it set 7:01 a.m. on this day when the embargo's release. Because I wanted to get in on the sweet meme action. Comfort ahead.
For sure. Oh, I've got to do. Ada, thank you, Mr. Joe. You Futa gang, Natalie. Futas aren't real.
Listen, you got to be a part of Futa Gang. So, Futa Gang is it's strange because there is no such thing as Futa Gang, but because me and a couple of other YouTube friendos like Oh No It's Alex, Fratanga, and Mario Sniper were all part of hashtag Futa Gang. Mm-hmm. And it's just something because we all just kind of like Futa. There's no real reason. It's just
yeah, but I think
pretty fucking cool.
Being a girl, if I was in something called Futa Gang, people would make even more speculations about me.
Yeah, this is true. Don't worry. When that happened, they still called me a trap anyways. It wouldn't matter. I could have been a real life Futa, and they would just be like, no, Necro's a trap. Thanks.
Yeah, but what are you trapping him into?
Bad videos, I guess.
Yeah, you did definitely make me watch one of the worst videos I've ever seen in that Konosuba video.
Don't worry, it only got worse on twitter.com, and because she's made like another tweet about like, oh man, I love my dress up darling, but oh no, the fan service, oh no. And I said, I just don't have the energy today.
For context there, Necro responded to a video by, I don't know, literally who. I can't even remember the name of the channel. But it was about how Konosuba wasn't funny, but she was trying to do this like comedy thing and it was really lame. But that bit at the end where she did like an impression of Giguk, I was like, fine, I now know that if I ever do a response to that channel, you know, she's taken the piss out of a British accent, so I can just do an impression of her now without it even being mean.
She's an assault on like all 7 senses. I don't know how one person could manage to be that way, but apparently they're the Amogus girl. When I made that video, people were like, Necro, you better be careful. She's going to put you in a Mogus comic. And I said, what the hell are you talking about?
Oh, yeah.
And they had to send me things.
Lame meme thing that she was making or something.
Mm-hmm. She makes the Amogus girl who loves Amogus. And I think the last one that I saw was she took like these Amogus like gummies or chewables or something. And then she just like OD'd or something. I was like,
what?
Okay. I don't listen, I'm a boomer and I feel like every day I just get a little bit more angry at those damn kids.
Ada, thank you back. Oh, the things you two will talk about if you're given money. This was a great idea. Thanks to both of you for the content. Norality's response video to Natalie when, well, it's been like a year and she hasn't acknowledged me, so I don't think that's ever going to happen.
You know, the weird part about the Neuralities thing, I know this is like the burning question on people's minds. I just can't. Neuralities actually made me not want to make YouTube videos anymore. And it doesn't get any better. It was...
Yeah, it
When
was...
people were spamming it on Twitter, I said, okay, fine, I'll look at it. And I thought, this will be laughably bad. And then it turned out to be horribly bad. Like, even if I wanted to agree with anything that she said, it wouldn't have mattered by the second video. I'm worried about cancel culture. That one, like, okay, you don't like the booba dragon, fine.
Yeah.
You think it's lolly, but then... Well, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, because I started watching your channel. I saw the first Neuralities video that you did, which wasn't the Rage Quit one. And, you know, it was responding to the video with the ReZero crap and all of that. And, you know, I liked the video, so I started watching some of your other content. You'd responded to, like, Mother's Basement, Pedantic Romantic, like, all the people who usually have these cringe takes about Goblin Slayer and stuff like that. And you'd always stayed, like, calm and you know, you'd made fun of them, but it wasn't like you were particularly bothered. It was just like, oh, look at these idiots with their bad takes. But then the video you did about her cancel culture video, it was like, okay, this isn't a channel that's kind of known for losing their minds and being over the top for, like, effect. You genuinely seemed like you were unable to can after you saw that little montage that she made, and I was like, that's going in my video. You know? Yeah.
And so there's I want to say there's maybe 2 or 3 videos where I get legitimately angry, because it doesn't happen very often, but it happens when something is a little too stupid for me to, like, wrap my head around. So I know for a fact one of them was the Guardian one, because that one irritated me so bad, because initially when I saw their video, I was like, this is fine, whatever, but this is pretty stupid.
The Guardian, you know, the British newspaper. Was it about them? So, yeah. Because I used to live in the UK, obviously, being from there. And that newspaper, just everything about it was like, I won't touch that. You know, like, it's kind of like, if all of those kind of takes could become a newspaper and not be about anime but be about, like, real life, then that would be the Guardian.
Yeah, and they made their video about how anime is, or anime fans are racist, or how anime itself is racist and how fans are fixing it or something like that. And when I saw it, I was like, yeah, these are some bad points. But then when I got to a few seconds into their video, I saw the picture that they had used. And it was the one of the guy that had cosplayed as Black Panther and the other lady. I didn't watch that movie. People were going like, Necro, how could you not watch one of the best Marvel movies? And, you know, fair. But
I haven't watched it either. But I've only watched like 10 Marvel movies. It's not like I don't like them. It's just, I don't really watch a lot of movies, and, you know.
Yeah, when you're YouTube, you are the movie. You literally become the movie.
I watch the animes, you know, so I don't have time to watch the Marvels. And but you can't just watch like one. You can't just be like, I want to watch the Avengers. You have to watch like 19 stories about Thor and stuff to even understand them. And just don't have time for that, so I don't watch them. It's not like I think they're bad or anything. You have to make choices, don't you? You know, and people want me to talk about anime, not that. So, and I've also got to finish all of the many Yakuza games so that I can make content about that too.
Don't worry, the Yakuza fan base is rabid. Like, they're gonna be on you. You'll never forget.
I love the game so much, though. I'm on Yakuza 6 at the moment, but it's taken me about 2 years to get there, starting from 0. You know, because we always start from 0. Because Rem told us.
They did that after that. and so when I saw this weird Guardian video, I saw the one picture that they had used, and I said, I took that picture. And I went to go look through the archives from my Twitter. Unfortunately, shit the bed, because it's run by literal monkeys over in San Francisco. I had that picture saved, and I had it in the archives. It was right there, full resolution. And I said, this is very particular that they used this and didn't want to credit me at all. How do they know that I might not have been the person, or that I had taken the picture? Like, those kinds of things.
Yeah.
So, and then near the end of it was just a bunch of, okay, well, we're making our own things, but anime fans be racist, though, because look at all these characters that are black. And I'm like, Piccolo's not black, first of all. And Blackluster's not black. but it irritated me after the fact, because someone was like, well, Necro, they had some really well researched points, but they weren't necessarily true. But your video seems unnecessary. It was the guy, Caribou Coon. And I said, so it's okay when it's their black opinion, but not my black opinion. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Got a little irritated at it. And then like, there was another video that I got mad at.
Like, that's not about anime bullshit, though. That's like people just not taking your opinions into account when you're not making a bad take or anything. You're literally supporting something that's good and saying that there isn't a problem with it. And I mean, obviously I can't speak for you as a black person, but I can speak for me as a woman when they do the women things, and it's got to be the same sort of nonsense. Like, people just making out you should be offended by stuff when you're not. Nobody else is. It's like, shut up.
And the other one, this is the second other instance, and Neretsu knows about this one. I think you might have came across that video too, but it was about Ishizoku reviewers.
Oh, and I've seen that one of yours.
And see, I know it's going to bring so many smiles to so many faces, especially the people that hate me. So that video, when I saw it, and when someone had sent it to me, it was during the Hong Kong protest things. By the way, I'm sorry, you're going to get taken out of China at this rate.
Do they even have YouTube in China? At least it'll stop Billy from pirating my videos again.
Yeah, that's true. Can't have any of that propaganda in there. But the Ishizoku reviewers thing was a very strange video to cover, because it boiled down to, if you celebrate Ishizoku reviewers and trolled it to get to number 1, ranked number 2 or something like that on my anime list, like, you care more about Booba than the rights and lives of the Hong Kong protesters. And I said,
what the fuck?
Like, I didn't even have a reaction strong enough for that.
That was because just Nuxtaku fucking memeing, though, wasn't it? He was just like getting everyone to put it on Mal to number 1, just because Full Metal Alchemist had been number 1 forever. And it's like, it would be funny if it was interspecies reviewers for like a day or something. And that was really all it was. But then, and normally, like, I don't know, like, what he's had some decent content as well. So I was really surprised that it was him that came with that. But
no, don't worry, I'll fill you in on the deep lore later. See, Neretsu wants me to tell you the deep lore. I'll tell you after stream. It's the long story short is, this is not surprising. I'll say that. But that was the second time that I'd actually gotten pretty agitated at weird people on YouTube. And then, of course, the third time was the Neuralities video, which the Isekai one was dumb, but whatever. But then we get to the lolly thing, and then the cancel culture thing, which I decided to put into one video because I thought maybe I could get through there. But you remember the part where I stopped at, and I said, wow.
I think that part really spoke for itself. I mean, like, I was debating whether or not to put it in my video or not, because it was because my video was scripted, and it took me like a week to write that. It was like 10,000 words. I just wanted to say everything that I wanted to say about her and just be done with it, because it was the second video about her. The first one was because people from the ReZero community had been saying, have you seen this bullshit? And I thought I'd make a response. I'd never done commentary or anything like that before. So it was really more just for the ReZero fans, because I wanted to stick up for Subaru, basically, like nothing really deeper than that. But when people were sort of engaging with that video a lot, I was like, well, she's got all these other awful takes as well. So I'm going to make another video, but I don't want to become the like responding to Neuralities channel. So I tried to say everything I could in that one. And I was like, I can't leave this clip out because it's the most awful thing in the video, But I also didn't really want to like make people listen to it again because it was so cringe and awful. But I did put it in there, and
I try to not cover too many of the same person, because then it's like, okay, come on, Necro, we've seen this 1,000 times.
Yeah.
But sometimes if you're someone like Mother's Basement, then I feel like it has to be like a lesson to like, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? And it unfortunately gets caught in the crossfire for it. The last thing that I think we talked about of his was the Absolute State. Right? Was it that one? It was we go over this weird thing about Crunchyroll and the originals that they had. It was really strange.
Yeah.
But like, I had to bring up in there because Mother's Basement's been waiting for me to make a video, because apparently I'm just the guy for it. This all stems from Twitter, because spoiler alert, he used his father's death to win an argument on the internet. I'll let you guys find out the rest later. But he's been waiting for me to make a video. I just don't have the time for it. He's not really worth it like that.
Yeah.
But before all this happened, he gets covered semi-regularly because he makes things about not so much the anime community, but like the worst offender besides the Goblin Slayer one, which people were like, Necro, you got it all wrong. There was actually a comment on his video like, are you going to respond to Necro XIII talking about you in his video? He's like, everything is disinformation from the title all the way through the entire video. Yeah, where's the lie at? Because I don't take anything that they say out of context, and that's why I play the entire video. So that way people see it with me, and then it's right there. And if they disagree with me, fantastic.
Yeah. Although it doesn't mean we have to listen to Mother's Basement to watch your content. And I tell you what, though, talking about him, I'll say this now on stream. Only a few people know this, but one of the main reasons I started a channel about anime instead of about writing or whatever else was that I just hated Mother's Basement's videos so much that I wanted to...
Oh yeah, they get weird.
I wanted to basically
so
do the kind of stuff he does in terms of like the analysis and, that kind of thing, but without the weirdness, And there's that... He just gives off this weird vibe as well. Like...
He's a tall dude, by the way.
Well, I can probably bench press him. I don't care. But it's like... when he's always like shilling for his girlfriend's channel and stuff like that, and he's always talking about his girlfriend, like, look at me, I'm Mother's Basement and I get pussy, It's like...
So you know what, I can briefly cover it. So in case you guys were wondering about how he used his father's death, it was on Twitter, and he was talking to Super Eye Patch Wolf about ReZero, and he was like, oh no bro, you got, like, he's memeing with them, and it was clearly a meme. And I said, Anti-tubers do basic research, challenge impossible, parentheses, right? And he then quote tweets that and was just like, well, actually, Necro, if you know anything about me, I use ReZero to cope with the passing of my father. And I'm like, this is clearly a joke between friends. Bro, what are you talking about?
What?
It gets strange.
He used ReZero to cope with the passing of his father.
Yes, the show about constant recurring death was used about...
I mean, I think I'm trying to think, like, what was I watching around the time my mother died so that I can use that to win an internet argument at some point. It might even have... I think it was before ReZero came out, though, so maybe I watched, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure or something, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I'll never forget his tweet about, here's that attention you ordered. And I was like, yep, and it was absolutely free. It was free. Like, I'm not even like trying to argue with him, but the fact that he went out of his way to try to one up me and win this combo was like, what? Like, I don't bring, like, I could have easily just have went, well, you know what? That sucks. I too lost a family member. My aunt passed away and I didn't get to go hang out with any of my friends, and I used such and such to cope. But I didn't do that because that's weird. You're on the internet and it's not your diary.
It is honestly pretty weird. I didn't know that about him. I knew about the whole Because you remember he did that really bad take about how like it was creepy to like Necopara because the girls are all like
Ugh.
3 weeks old or something because they're cats.
Yeah,
And
don't worry. It's
and
that,
then
and then the other one with Senko Sama, that one, the Senko
yeah,
anime.
and then he like someone made this little song about how he was like a cuck because his girlfriend had an OnlyFans
I
and all
mean,
this, and he's always
yeah,
shilling
well,
for it. And I don't know, I went down that rabbit hole. This was before I had a channel though, so I was just kind of enjoying it from the sidelines. But yeah, I guess you were there already, so you were.
There's okay, you know what? Speaking to that one thing earlier, all these anti-tubers that everyone knows, this is why I have a disdain for them in general. Is I used to watch a couple of them, not that many. Like I actually only used to really watch. I did watch Mother's Basement for a while because they had like some interesting videos, and I thought, okay. I didn't get to his stupid takes because those came later.
Yeah, he was actually quite good at the start when he was just doing those like OP. I mean, like they were a bit pretentious, but they weren't like bad videos. It was kind of, he was just talking about technical stuff, and he does know what he's talking about when it comes to like animation. He just doesn't know what, I don't know, he's just has to put his like weird views into things, and he's got this kind of smugness about him that I don't think is appealing,
Yeah, he's a little weird. And I used to watch. At least I didn't used to watch, but I did sit down and look at a Digibro playlist about Akashic Records. This is
right, yeah.
like a month or two before I started YouTube. And I remember watching it and I was like, he has a lot of complaints about Asterix Wars. And I said, you know what? Or maybe Akashic Records, that's it. Sorry. But I was watching it on Twitch at the time because they had a little free showing, courtesy of Crunchyroll. I'm not paying for their shit service, but I will watch their anime for free. But I started watching. I was like, man, this isn't that bad. What is this dude talking about? And so then, at the same time, because I was out of work because I had suffered a concussion on the job, that thing. So I was like, you know what? I want to be like this dude Rags. Like, he's a dog that responds to console peasants that are saying misinformation, but not just them, but the PC people too. So I said, I want to do the same thing, but with anime. And so I went ahead and did all that. And the first thing in my sights was that video, like where he was talking about Akashic Records. And I guess at this point, the rest is history.
I thought Akashic Records was quite good.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty basic. I was like, man, this blew my mind.
Yeah.
And so when I started getting into the rhythm of looking at these anti-tubers and all the things that they had been saying, even up to the point that I first caught them, I was like, this is weird. Yeah, no, low key between you and me, Rags kind of fell off a little bit. Don't really watch him that much, if at all, anymore. Sad. But when I started doing all of that,
you sounded a bit like Donald Trump there. You just said the sentence. Sad.
Man, he has some bangers that he. but I so what happened was from about 2017 all the way to 2019, I had been doing YouTube, and I'd like to think that I'm doing pretty okay. But I remember when Anime Expo happened, because this is like the thing that I told you about earlier, like I'm grinding so that way I can get to AX a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Mainly so that way I can just buy a lot of booze and party in downtown LA.
That sounds sweet.
What happened, it's fun. If you have the friends that go with you, it's great. And so I was there, and I think a little while after that, like maybe a week after or a few days, because an Anime Expo happened, and as soon as it ended, everybody got back home, and we were all just taking a chill pill. It like no one was awake for most of the day. We were just recovering the whole time because it's just nonstop. But we found out from one of our constituents that the anti-tubers, like Mother's Basement, the Anime Man, they don't openly talk about me and the group that I am with, but they do acknowledge that they watch our videos and they keep an eye on us. And I know that sounds like weird, like, okay, Necro, that's not, you're being a little paranoid. But this was told to us by them.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
from the horse's mouth.
yep, and it's like, that's fine, but maybe that's why they don't put out that many bad videos now?
Maybe.
I would like to think, maybe. But ever since the Flying Colors Foundation thing, I'm just like, someone will figure it out. That's a good watch, chat. You should look that one up.
I don't think anybody knows who I am, so I can kind of... I don't think even Noralities does at this point.
You know, I think it's for the better.
But yeah, that's...
And don't worry, you can barrage me with questions, by the way. I'm bad at asking them, but I'm better at answering them.
Yeah, barrage him with questions and things you want him to say. Like...
That requires payment. I'm not doing it for free. Little foreheads, figure it out.
There are some good questions in here, actually, while we were just sort of randomly bitching about AniTubers. I believe...
My favorite thing to do in the day.
I got to say, Ada, thank you, Masked Gaming, who says thanks for the great content. And I did see...
Man, your chat's so nice to you. My chat, they hate me. I swear they hate me.
Aw. I think
I did see a question that's in the chat.
Taku39 asked to you. He's an AniTuber as well. Well, he makes content about anime, and he wants to know how to be a good anime content creator without being the kind of AniTuber you think sucks. And I think that's a good question.
Okay. I'm bad at doing this because I don't do it. So take this with a huge grain of salt. AniTubers only exist to prop up their peers, or to I guess prop up their peers is probably the best way of saying it. So if they hate something, they will tell you that it is bad for X, Y, and Z, and usually X, Y, and Z are not related to anything, or they're pretty much off the mark. Or if they praise something, it's a video for their peers. Stupid people like What the What, for some reason, think that means only if you're an AniTuber can you appreciate AniTuber or watch AniTuber videos, which, you know, is a weird reductionist way of thinking about it. But
and we wouldn't really get a lot of views if that was the case, would we?
Yeah, like, so Connor, Dog VA, people know, he actually brought up a good point on the Trash Taste podcast that I definitely don't watch. By the way, I do not watch it. But there was the clip that was circulating, and it got him and his little group all pissed off. Because in the Trash Taste podcast, he was talking about the same thing, where they only do it to appease their peers. They make a video about, like, I don't know, something, you could just relate it to anything, like pretty much like what Neuralities does.
I think I saw that clip because normally I'm a bit too like short attention span to actually watch the whole podcast, but I do watch the clips from it. And I liked Dog before the Trash Taste thing. I used to watch him for like voice acting content, so he was a channel I kind of enjoyed. And he does make some good points about how the AniTuber thing is basically just people like eating their own dog food, just like it's like a circle jerk of people like making content to appease each other's tastes. And
yeah, and
I don't see
it's
the
just
point
pointing
in that,
arrows
like,
on the thumbnail. Yeah,
yeah.
They do it so they can say, "Look at my analysis of this show. What do you think about it, fellow AniTuber?" And they say, "Oh man, that's so amazing, guys! Go watch this channel. Look at this great breakdown of this thing." Like, a lot of a good number of AniTubers, and he did get the number right, 10,000 to 50,000 or whatever it is. They always do this thing where they say, go check out my friend's video that has more insight on this topic that they're talking about in their video anyways.
You do realize that we're both in that size range, and I have literally done that to get people to go and watch your videos before.
No, well, that's the thing is when you did the name drop, you were like this isn't, because you were telling people what you personally think about thing, but you're like, you should watch this other take about the same thing, but you still went on with your own original point.
Yeah,
other content creators like What the What do this thing where they say a thing, but because they can't put it into words, They then send you to another video, and then they just never explain it again.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's like, there are times when you do that just because you don't want to like repeat something in someone else's video. And, you know, it's just easier to say, like, I've done it before with videos about, you know, very specific things, like a theory about ReZero or something. And I'll be like, Jake said 123 talked about this. Go and see that video to get some context for what I'm about to talk about. And it's not just like shilling for my friend, because I assume anybody watching that content also watches his channel. But, you know, there is that feeling that they have this kind of, they're all trying to prop each other up with their like, oh, look how insightful and smart I am. And it's like, maybe just, I don't know, chill on that a bit, because it comes across as quite like mercenary and, you know, soulless. It's like, you're not really friends, way, like, you're just, you know,
and there's nothing wrong with shilling for your friends.
You know,
yeah, there's nothing wrong, chat, with shilling for your friends, but it's the way that you do it that makes it uncomfortable. I guess uncomfortable for me, or makes me not want to watch any of the things that they have to say. It's a very strange thing. By the way, the Trash Taste podcast, have you noticed that not everybody that watches it or listens to it, because it's technically a podcast, no one likes all three of them?
Yeah, that's true.
But at the same time,
I don't know. I mean, I really like Giguk. I've always liked his content. I don't really like the direction it's gone in since he's been doing Trash Taste, though, because I feel like now he just sort of makes the occasional video. He doesn't do a lot of the, you know, because he's busy with the Trash Taste thing. And there was a phase before they started Trash Taste where all of their videos were like collaborations with each other, and they were kind of like little vlogs about them all being in Japan and being besties. And it was kind of like, well, that's fine, it's nice for you, but I just kind of wanted you to do the funny videos about the anime again, you know. But I don't really have a problem with any of them. The Anime Man has some weird takes sometimes, but, you know, I think he's probably an all right guy. It's just, he doesn't rub me up the wrong way like Mother's Basement, you know, like he just seems a bit, you know, he makes a certain kind of content that I don't really watch, is all I'd say about him. But
Natalie, it's okay, you can call him a dent head.
No, but I don't really feel that way about him, you know, like I'll say if I don't like somebody, but the Anime Man, I'm kind of on the fence about him. I'm just like, meh, I don't watch a lot of his videos, but usually when I hear about him, it's because of a bad take. But he makes so many videos of just himself rambling on about things that there's going to be some bad takes in there, you know. Like, but he's definitely seems to be the least popular of the three.
And by the way, I don't hate any of these people. I think hate's a pretty strong word. I just think that they're kind of,
it's not like I would kill them or whatever. It's just like some people.
I just think that they're a little lost in the sauce.
This content's kind of lame, and I want to make fun of it, or something is a bit different to I hate this person and I think they're a stain upon this earth. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think, like, I'm not gonna go out and find him and be like, oh, that's that Mother's Basement son of a bitch, and just go up and start swinging. It's like, no. Oh, there's the guy, and then I just leave.
No, but if there was such a thing as an AniTuber boxing tournament, I would be in it.
I don't see any of them winning. Like, even ironically, like, I don't even see them like slipping on a banana peel and just like, you know, bumping into the other dude. I just think that they lack any type of hand-to-hand combat.
Hand to something.
You know, hand to face, hand to the pavement. I don't know.
Face to palm. I don't know. How about Sid Snap? I like Sid Snap though. She's funny. Even though, you know, like she does those reactions that I tried to do it once. I watched the Euphoria anime. You know, the adaptation of the eroge. I watched Euphoria and I was like, I'm going to do a big funny response where I'm going to react to it like Sid Snap does. And then I watched it and I was just like, actually, I think this is quite good. It's quite well written. And I ended up doing like a serious, calm video about why it was well executed. I just can't do it. I'm not entertaining.
Listen, Jan, you're wanting a lot of things that will not end well if you're putting money on Mother's Basement. I'm not saying that I'm like some super jack dude, but there's a pent up rage. It's not for that. It's just, listen, you're trying to bait me, Chad. I'm not listening to you anymore.
Can you give Necro some questions for just a minute, because I have to go and feed my cat so that it doesn't do something annoying, because I can see a look in its eyes. Do you mind if I put myself on mute for just a couple of minutes?
Go for it.
Thank
I mean,
you.
it's your stream. Yeah, no, you can't.
I know,
leave.
but I know, but you're my guest, and I'm not being a good hostess if I run off and do something.
Don't worry,
quickly.
Chad they already paid you money to have me say things. I think we're
like I said, I'm willing to do a return leg, and they can pay you to make me say things. And I'm sure that by the sounds of your chat, it's going to get interesting.
Only
when I come back from this short break, I'll tell you something interesting about being paid to say things.
Oh boy. What's my favorite color? Midnight blue. Am I a femboy? No. I'm sorry, chat. I just decided that an anime waifu looked a little bit better than staring at ugly guy. That's the only deep lore to that. Necro, what shonen is your favorite? Full Metal Alchemist, I guess. That's shonen, right? People like that. Wait, how does Necro feel about cats? You guys should see my son. My son is not an actual child, it's my cat. I call him Sam Witwer, like the actor Sam Witwer. He's old. Where do babies come from? I can't answer that without being offensive. What's my worst video? I'll come back to that one because I do have an answer for it. What your favorite tags? You know what? Yeah, I can say it on the stream. Fudanari, impregnation. Next. What's the meaning of life? Wow, that kind of hit me a little hard. Wait, why are there so many questions? What's your thoughts on the excellent drama of NTR? I mean, it's not for everyone. Necker, do you like cross-dressing? Me cross-dressing? No. Do I like cross-dressing? Eh. Have you seen Mato... Oh my god. Mato Seihei? I have not. Does not even ring a bell. I'm an anime boomer. You have to give me a second. But I have wanted to watch it. Or read it. Elden Ring, heard that's popular. Yes, I've played Elden Ring. Necro, are you single? I'm married to the streets, bro. Necro, why are you called Necro? Funny story. It's because of Xbox. Because the Xbox clan that I joined was Necro. And 13 was like the hip thing that I was into because of Black Cat, the anime. And I was like, you know what? Necro 13. It just works. So that's how we ended up here. Necro, what do you think about tomboys? I think they're fucking amazing. Okay, hang on. I gotta go up to like the other one because I wanted to get back to my worst video. That's actually kind of a hard question, but I think my personal worst video is actually my most viewed one. You know what? That's a good way to start. I love X, but I hate X, the thing I tell people about. My worst video, and I feel like this is my own fault, is the Funimation Love Social Justice video. I feel like that is my worst video. Feel free to spam me if you want to know more. Necron, are you into 40K? I am not, but I have heard that I need to get into it. Which is superior, interspecies reviewers or redo of healer? Redo of healer. Necro, what? Oh my god, I can't read. Why did you a redhead become blonde? I just kind of wanted a new change, to be real with you. Favorite Mushoku Tensei character?
I'm back.
Unironically, Rudius. Welcome back. Don't worry, I'm getting.
Oh, you're getting
funny
asked about
story.
Mushoku Tensei.
A little, just the one. All right, chat, you're killing me. So the one question that I actually really liked. I know you are. The one question I really liked is what my worst video is.
Oh,
And it's the Funimation Love Social Justice video. It has the most views, I think, of any video that's on my channel, but it's what I would call my worst video because it set something in motion on my channel that I can never escape from. And it's not to say that I don't agree with the things in that video.
yeah,
but
it's a pretty
more
good
of
video. I've seen it. It's one of your old ones, but
but it's one
think
of the
it's
things
good.
where, well, it's a good video, but it's my worst video too because again, it's a thing where I call them Billies, the one angry gamer blow-in crowd that came in because they wanted someone to defend, like we got to stop the censorship in anime kind of thing, and I'm like,
Yeah, I get
yeah, we
that a
do.
bit too. Since the redo of Healer video, I've had a certain fan base of that type as well. But
and I get it. Like,
yeah, I
trust me,
appreciate it too.
get
I
it.
mean, I get where they're coming from, but I don't want to be like the voice of the gatekeeping or
No.
anything. It's like I just like to talk about why these things don't, why
that's
they
right.
don't represent the community in necessarily the right way, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, the Akidiris video is like the #1 most viewed video. I forgot. I almost tried to wipe that out of my fucking brain. I hate talking about my old videos, but the quick rundown is people were like, actually, Necro, she never claimed to be a feminist. She only said that she can see from the views of a feminist. It's a weird semantic speak thing.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
I mean, Akideris is another channel I just never watched, so I don't really have any opinions on her content, but I did see your video, and I have similar views to you on that sort of thing, so it's kind of,
I'm pretty easy. Like that's why chat. I'm gonna get sentimental here. That's kind of why I started YouTube, is because I wanted to have that interaction, because there's only so much you can do through text, and you can go into someone's comment section and say you're dumb and then send it. But instead, if we have this other talking point, even if I agree with someone, like I made a video with what was it? It was the Noble thing when the Vic Mignogna thing was happening. Like I agree with them mostly in that video, and I was like, I just kind of want to wait for more info because we don't know what's happening here, and it can only go south. And people are like, Necro, how could you side with these other people? It's like, well, I'm not really siding with them. I just think we need to chill out, bros. I don't know. It was weird, but I think that's my least favorite video is the Funimation one, because it just it's where we are.
well, I don't know. I mean, you've got like so many years worth of content now that it must be hard to even remember every video you've made, kind of thing.
I remember bits and pieces. Sometimes I just forget that I even put something in there and then just ship it and go.
Ship it.
Except for the Neo Yokio is awful rant video. That one's my favorite. It's one of my favorites because
I've never watched
the
Neo
comments-
Yokio, but like I have watched your video about it. I watched I think Giguk did a video about it as well, and I was just like, it just seems like that can't be a real thing, you know?
Oh no, it's very real. And the problem is that
like-
people are like, well, I'm still gonna watch it. I need to get the memes. And the video itself is pretty boring, my video, but it's the comments that are my favorite part, because they go in there and like, Necro, you're just racist because the main character is black.
But you're black.
You know, it's all about the internet, and even twitter.com. Me and Jeans were talking about this at some point, and it's all about information. People don't know much about anyone. Like for all anyone knows, you could be black and they would never know.
Yeah, I mean, I could also be a man.
This is true.
But no, I mean, like, you have mentioned it before in videos, and also you show your hands in your stream. So we've seen a little bit of your skin.
Yeah,
so
I've been on stream in camera
anyone
twice.
who like wants to talk about you should at least know that much, you know? Like, it's just you don't just accuse people of things without knowing anything about them that's out there for the public to know about them. That's part of their, online persona or whatever.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Twitter is trash. I only use it to retweet anime booba. That's a fact. You can go check that one out. And sometimes some funny shit.
Although people really don't like tend to know much about you. It's weird because people ask me all the time when I'm going to do a face reveal. And actually, when I type in my own name on YouTube, it actually comes up with like Natalie X Hunter face reveal. So people have clearly searched for it. And yeah, I've posted loads of photos of myself on Twitter. So it's like, it's not a big deal.
Paranoid.
It's like, it's not a big deal. You can find out what I look like. It's not a mystery. I just don't really want to be on camera in videos because, I started my channel during lockdown and I'd kind of forgotten how to like look presentable at that point because I hadn't been allowed outside for months. I was like, no, I look like some kind of crone. I ain't going on camera.
Bro, I just Googled myself and I found in like the images, and by the way, none of them are anything close to me except for like three of them. And the funniest thing about it is like one of them leads to a blog. It's like TW Text. I guess it's like a Twitter thing. But he wrote like an entire fucking story about like everything. And it's not even it's so strange. It sickens me to think that this is Necro's attitude towards content warnings, as not only does it show his lack of care towards people with PTSD who may stumble across Mother's Basement's video not knowing about the Goblin Slayer drama, but it also shows his lack of awareness towards negligence law.
What? Negligence law.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. People, for some reason, they think that I should cover every single base. Like, I'm not crying into the fucking clouds, but it's like, Necro, have you ever thought about how these people feel? Have you ever once thought about this group of people? No, I don't care. I can't.
You can't.
I can't worry about the 50 different groups. Yeah, I can't worry about the 50 different groups of people that might be offended at something. Like, there's people that are probably offended at looking at fucking trees. They have to close their eyes every time they see one. I don't know. They probably exist.
The thing on Twitter is quite brilliant because before I became an anime YouTuber, when I was just an author, I followed a lot of other writers, and writers' Twitter is bizarre. It's like virtue signaling central. And you get these people that put like content warnings on their tweets about the most ridiculous things. I saw someone put like content warning, food, weight loss, fat shaming, and then the tweet was about how their cat needed to lose weight. It's like, even if you were offended by something to do with food or eating disorders or something, why would a tweet about a cat being chunky like trigger you? I just,
I actually know what you're talking about now that I'm thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, I came across that tweet somewhere.
It's like insane,
It's so fucking wild that people like, these are the people that I'm gonna fly off into a tangent. The people that are telling you that you don't care about these content warnings or these thread warnings or whatever, they're the same people that want to fight you for even remotely putting, like, this dude probably, I'm assuming, probably wanted to fight me after he saw that video. He was like, oh my god, I hate Necro so much, I hate him. But these are the same people that will not call their local store to see if something's in stock because they might say that they're sold out. I don't think that that's far out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, there
Because
was.
I hate calling places only because I'm lazy. But
Yeah, no, I hate
like,
it
I'll
too,
call them.
but I hate it because I don't speak very good Italian and I live in Italy. So whenever I have to phone up to like do something like that, I feel like I'm gonna say something really stupid, you know?
Don't worry, it's the same here. Except the English language is the biggest barrier between you and English speakers.
But yeah, it's. Oh, I was gonna talk about the whole being paid to say things thing. Because
Yes.
a thing that people who follow me on Twitter might know, but you'll know soon, is that I do a bit of voice acting on the side. And I've recently been in a thing that will be coming out very soon that is of a not safe for work nature. It's an animation though, I'm not, you know, I'm just a voice actor in it. But it's about like xenomorphs from Alien. And
Now they're going to be searching rapidly now that you said that.
some women on a spaceship. It's called Icarus. And it's really good
Look at,
actually.
see, now you're getting them already.
The writer and animator is really cool. It's a really nice project actually. But when it comes to things that I'll say for money, I've been in xenomorph porn, so you know, there's not much I won't say for money.
Yeah, my man Aaron Montaro's in the chat. Shout out. That's a name drop. Great dude, by the way. I wish I could do that, and I think I'd get a little too like I can't voice act, but people are like, you should be a voice actor. Are you sure you do voice acting? No, I just talk into a microphone and make shitty videos. What's good?
Oh, I bet you could act though.
I kind of want to start doing more voice acting. I don't think I have a good range for it, but I'm also just like tired all the time.
You don't need a range. You know, like you can just do your own voice as long as you can act.
By the way, look at chat. They're going nuts. They know what the links.
Ada.
Don't worry, you guys will
Burke.
find it.
Had to do an Ada. He's asking a question though. Before I get into whatever degeneracy people are saying about my new project. We love the analytical videos that explain why people love some shows so much using knowledge and perspectives you provide, but we also enjoy the casual videos too. Do you creators have a preference?
I you guys are gonna think this is weird. I don't watch anything that relates to what I do, almost. Like, you would think that my entire recommended, my homepage is full of like weeb shit, but it's really not. I would say that it's probably more music and DSP stuff. People get tired of hearing me talk about DSP, so I just never bring it up.
What's
and then
DSP?
You know what?
Is that an innocent question or?
That is a very innocent question. I mean, it's not that bad, but it's. I'll tell you after stream. Chat's gonna go fucking nuts because they know. But I don't like. I don't really watch things like that, and I think the only thing that I would like to start doing is probably something closer to Almighty Tevin's style of videos, which unironically is DSP related content. Because I like the way that he doesn't make videos the same way that I do, obviously, because he's been doing it longer than me. But the way that he does it is kind of like a stream, where he kind of just sits down and then he'll pause the video and give you the points of, yeah, this happened before that, and he said the same thing, but if you fast forward now, he's not doing the thing, or he's doing something that he said he wouldn't do, or something. It's something weird like that. I can't explain it in the best way, but I like that style. I used it? Not really. But I would like to. That's the only thing that I watch that's related to what I would watch, but
I mean, like,
I don't know.
I only really have done voice acting that's like paid gigs because I just don't have time to also do like fan projects and stuff while I'm also making my own content and writing and stuff. So I don't know, I'd like to do it more, but it takes up a lot of time to sort of audition for things and then be available with everything being quiet so I can record, and it's probably something I do less than I could, if you know what I mean. But I think it would be kind of fun to do some like abridging or something like that, but I don't have the editing skills, so I just audition to be in weird animations and games and stuff. But
That's how it always works, though.
But I think you could do it because, I don't know, you do have a nice voice.
It's the only thing about me that is actually the redeeming quality, I think. Unironically, because it's definitely not for looks, I'll tell you that.
Oh.
So don't worry, I know what my limit is. I'm pretty ugly.
Well, like I said, I've only seen your hands, so, you know, in my imagination, you are a handsome fellow.
There's actually pictures out there on the internet of me somewhere.
Just a second, I gotta do an ada. Ada, thank you, Clement Bar Adamako. Sorry, had to do an ada.
Wow, you said that so easy that I would have fucked that up at least 3 times.
Yeah, I'd read it a few times before.
Oh, so you were ahead of the game.
I'm a professional.
I know one thing that I can like halfway bring up is like I'm working on like a bunch of, I say a bunch, but it's like 2 things. But I'm working on at least 2 different projects that are not related to YouTube at all. And you might actually be able to help me out with at least 1 or 2 of them. Yeah, 1 or both. But one of them is the sequel to the Future Funk album that I released last year, and it's called Final Choice. It's a pretty good banger. I got some people that don't even do voice acting to voice in it. Sweet. And then I got people that do voice acting, and I think if I'm not mistaken, I think you may have worked with maybe 1 or 2 of them, or you've seen at least 1 or 2 of them. Right. But yeah, so in Final Choice, Miss Moonified lady, she's in it, and I know I included Ule Tiger. She's a nice lady. She's a nice little Kiwi. She's doing fine. But I just kind of find people wherever they are.
I don't know those people though.
Oh, don't worry. You've definitely seen them. You've heard them, but it's,
yeah, I mean, if I've heard them acting and stuff, that would be different because you don't always see the credits, so you know.
If you've been on Rule 34 and you look up anything that's 3D Tifa, I'm sure you've heard of them.
What makes you think I've been on Rule 34 looking at 3D Tifa?
Natalie, we are people of the internet. We've been on Rule 34.
Yeah, but not necessarily for 3D Tifa.
Oh, that's a hard sell. I don't believe that. I think this is Cap. I'm just kidding. But yeah, they're great. I like working with them, and I have to get the second album done because it's been like a long time. But did you know what happened? And I kind of ruined that. The other project is the most masturbatory thing I could think of for myself because it's all of the things that I like and want into a series, and I just get to just go nuts with it. It's pretty much a buddy cop thing.
Cool.
So, you know, especially in today's climate, it's even better. Oh,
I didn't even think of that.
You know, no one really would, but I'm like, you know what? I gotta have this in my life. Because I'm inspired by like Dirty Pair Flash. If you've never seen it,
I haven't.
I think it's great, but people hate it. The people that like the original Dirty Pair do not like Flash. So you got to pick one or the other.
Ah, right.
It's one of those. Mm-hmm. But that's the only other things that I'm really working on technically, but you know, and trying to get out videos so people don't think that I'm dead.
Yeah, well, I think they know you're alive from today.
Yeah, unfortunately, now they got.
Alive and saying
You know
ada
what?
ada on their ringtones.
Fine. If you guys clip it, if you clip it and send it to me, I'll put it on the soundboard because I only got yells on the soundboard and amazing.
Oh, sweet. I couldn't get my soundboard to work, but I just had like clips of like Kazuma Kiryu saying "Nani" and stuff like that. So,
Damn, everybody has such good ideas.
now they're talking about
Sorry,
Italian
okay.
politics because Tifa is a word in Italian, but
yeah,
that's not what we were talking about.
Yeah, the greatest Italian and best. It's fine. They're showing love for the Italian nation. It's fine.
Oh yeah, well, we don't want to talk about Italian politics. That is complicated.
You know, it's kind of funny. If I were to die, then Necro would actually be a real name for me.
Yeah, but then if someone like necromanced you, then you'd be like Necro.
So like Mario, Luigi Mario,
Yeah.
Necro.
Necro. Or would you just be Necro 14? Do you just
You know, I don't even know how to respond to that.
number like Doctor Who or something?
Oh my god.
Necrophilia.
Yeah, listen. I mean, there's a long story about that. It's not safe for the stream. I'm just going to tell you that. Okay. Don't worry about it.
You have so many things to tell me after this stream.
I know.
I always
don't
feel
worry.
bad doing that though, like because when I used to do streams with Father Bubbas and Jake Z123, they'd always be like, "Oh yeah, we'll talk about that after the stream," and then I'd feel really bad for everybody who didn't get to hear that stuff. Just
don't worry,
because
everyone
YouTube won't let us talk about it.
I mean, no, they'll let us talk about it, but like the DSP thing is, chat doesn't want that because they know what I'm going to say.
Okay. And at least people have stopped asking about the Femboy Fridays now. What's that?
Yeah, that's not going to happen until you little foreheads. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. We're going to make it a tips goal. I'm going to do a DSP and make it a tips goal. $100. I don't care.
A DSP. And I don't even know what it is yet. So how can I sign up for that?
Yeah, listen, no one wants the DSP talk. Okay, that's why I don't talk about it. It's a Gundam started me on that. It's his fault, so blame him.
I've never seen him talk about that though.
Oh, don't. You've seen it.
I've seen some of his videos. He makes so many. I haven't seen them all, but like
he brings them up every so often, but it depends on what the situation is. You probably got it recommended a few times where it's like I can't remember the name of it. It's well, maybe you don't get it because you don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm lost.
But it's like here it is. It's DSP banned from Twitch's partner program explained in autistic detail, and DSP tries it. Interview with a pathological liar. Two very good watches. Would suggest that you guys watch both of those in the opposite order that I explained them in.
Okay. Don't watch them now though. Listen to us talk about random things.
Yeah, so you can just hit me with whatever you got.
Yeah, hit him. I am going to go and look at what some of the chat have been saying because I think they were feeling a bit left out where we were gossiping.
Oh, they love gossip. Well, no, they don't. Sorry.
Let's see. Because Burke was saying chat is a whole ass third wheel right now.
Listen,
sorry, chat. We were just...
It's my chat, I bet, isn't it? It's one of my guys. It's one of my chat. Listen, guys, people can talk to each other and not be romantically involved, okay?
Oh, are they shipping us now?
Don't worry, it happens all the time. The last stream I had with Dimitri, they were shipping me with Dimitri.
Yeah, I think I've been shipped with Jake a few times, but... I do have a boyfriend though, chat, I'm afraid. So, your ship will not sail.
The shippers BTFO'd. When is my next stream or video?
Nat plus Mother's Basement crack ship. Yeah, that is a crack ship.
You need to be on crack to fucking like actually be in a relationship with that dude.
I mean,
I feel like every day would not be very enjoyable.
I mean, like, I'm straight, but I'd still take his girlfriend over him. And I really don't like her. We're shipping in our chat. You're more lonely than me.
Yo, okay. I'll tell you this. I guess a weird story is when I actually came out to Anime Expo. I think a couple of people in my chat know this. When I first went to Anime Expo, this was like maybe a month before we actually went. I'll never forget this. This lady, she called the LAPD on Necro XIII because I had made a tweet about this one dude who had me blocked, and this is back when I was a shithead on Twitter. Now I'm just a perverted shithead. But back then I was like, this guy blocked me, and I take a picture of it, and I said, you can block me on Twitter, but you can't block me when we're out around 130,000 other people. And this lady took that tweet as a threat. Like some other person, this isn't the person that I screen capped, it was a different person, said, oh, I let the LAPD know this is my city and I'm not gonna let him just do this. And I could only imagine in my brain of brains that she called up LAPD and said, Twitter user Necro_13 is making threats against people and he's gonna be at Anime Expo. You guys gotta do something about this. And
what?
And I'm sure that they were like, oh, okay, ma'am, we'll look into it. We'll make sure that everyone's safe. And they just get her off the phone. And so when I got to LA, I made sure that I made the joke of, guys, you might want to be careful. I'm a wanted convict right now. I'm a dangerous man on the streets. You might not want to be too close.
Dangerous on the tweets. Not on the streets, though. Just on the tweets.
Yeah. There's crazy shit that happens. I think, you know what? This is a question that you guys could have asked me, and you guys didn't. There's only one person, I think, on this platform that I think I kind of, at some point, hated, but now I don't even hate them anymore.
Who's that?
And it is... Let me tell you the story of Pirate Canvas.
Oh, I have seen the video you made about him, actually. He was the one that pretended to have leukemia or something?
Yep, it was lupus. It was amazing. It was the greatest time ever because it's never lupus.
I never saw any of that, like, from the original, so I only know what was in your video.
So the TLDR is, I made my video about Neo Yokio. He rolls in. You only made this video to get views and money. I said, monetization is not even on my channel. So for the record, I didn't start making money on YouTube, I think until December of 2018, maybe?
Right.
Or maybe it was December. Yeah, it was December of 2018. And I just didn't monetize anything. So when that video came out was 2017. Like, if I was really worried about money, I would have made it, like, I don't know, more stupid, but that didn't happen. So I was like, well, if you want evidence, I will call you on Discord after I leave work and we can hash this out. He then apologizes, like, man, I shouldn't have flew off the handle like that. And I was like, this is kind of weird. And I kept it in the back of my brain that this dude might be a little off. God, I'm sorry, chat. This sounds like a super weird, like, reach around I'm giving myself here. But I made a video and it was an old one. Holy shit. I don't even remember all the videos I make.
Is this, we're talking about the Pirate Canvas one, was it?
Yeah. I made the Funimation video, and then he got mad at me for not doing something in it, and I was like, that's a weird thing to get upset about. But I think it was right after the Aki Dearest video, which is the one that got me all the subs. So, big ups to you guys. I crossed the threshold of 10,000 subs, and I was like, I just remember not paying attention to anything and sleeping the whole time. And someone was like, dude, you're at 9,000 subs, because all these people started joining my Discord. And I'm like, what in the world is happening? And so at that same time, he comes up with this lupus lie. And I'm like, what? So not only had he lied before about having cancer, something like that, like some weird cancer that like has a thing, but that apparently just went away, and now it's lupus. And he photoshopped bruises on himself and surgery scars.
What?
From this awful Photoshop job. He got found out, and he was trying to get money from people, including one of the people in my Discord that left my Discord because I was being too oppressive. And they went over to go hang out with the cool guy. Well, the cool guy almost scammed him for like $10, so...
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of different to like hating someone for the content they make, though. That's like, he did something heinous to your community or within your community. That's shady.
Oh, don't worry, because like the next day after people found out and he made this awful apology video that he made, he created a new channel, used a female's voice for a female avatar that he has since forgotten about under the name Pirate Canvas. And now he tries to do this weird thing like the quartering, where he talks about like, he does the grift.
Oh, okay.
But now it's like, I don't know what you want to call it. It's a train wreck over there.
So he just makes a video about every single tweet that anyone makes.
I think that there was about 24 videos about Scott Cawthon.
Oh.
I cannot talk about any of the people that I've talked about for 24 videos.
I think I could talk about like Mushoku Tensei for more than 24 videos. But there's a lot of people.
But that has like there's a lot of people in it. Yeah, I can't realistically, I can't sit here for 24 straight videos and talk about, man, the anime man kind of sucks. And then the next video, I can't believe the anime man did this. And then the next video, the anime man's trying a new tactic. And then the next video, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. I think there are certain things where I don't think I could make that many videos even about an anime I like. You know, like it has to be something with a lot of stuff you can talk about to even get more than a couple of videos out of one series, you know? And so to get it out of like one person's YouTube channel is kind of bizarre.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to bore chat with my fucking stupid stories, so you gotta stop me.
Oh, but I like your stories. But let's see what chat wants us to talk about, though.
Because I'm pretty boring in the real life.
They wanted to know who your favorite tomboys were.
Boy, that's
since
a hard
you're
question.
a tomboy appreciator.
Wait, do I have to choose a specific one, or can I just start listing off some?
Yeah, you can
Because
list
Tom. Okay, so I would say that it started with I guess that one was not really a tomboy. I guess you could say Dirty Pair Flash, like K, Yuri and K. Like K is like the best example of that.
I don't know who that is.
You know what? I got an idea. I got something perfect for it. This will be a good representation. Chat, you can't look at it. It might be too weird for you. Not really. It's actually safe for work.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. It's like a 90s anime.
It's fucking lit.
It's got that like 90s art style that the anime used to have. You know, like Slayers and stuff like that, where they got the big eyes and That's really...
Man,
I can only comment on the picture because I don't know the show, but it looks awesome.
Kagura from Azumanga Daioh is good, I think. I don't really rate them. I just kind of see Tomboy and neurons get activated. I also, like, I should keep a list of these things, but I just...
Do you find when people ask you to, like, list your favorite of something, like, it's really hard to do? I'm not someone that, like, catalogs everything in my head. So when people are like, what's your top 5 anime? I'm like, it would take me a week to figure that out, you know? Like, I can't just off the top of my head go, oh yeah, it's, you know, these. And
I can say that Symphogear is pretty much at the top, but if I had to realistically choose what I thought was the best, it's stuff that Chad has probably seen a little bit of. Yeah, I'd say that's a good way to put it. So I like Symphogear, Azumanga Daioh. There's always like a top in like whatever it is that I watch. So I think that those would probably be my main two because they're two different things.
Yeah.
But I guess depends. The answers are kind of weird. Sorry, chat. Not that much help.
I'm just gonna see what other questions. So Blanc asked me, can I bring in Jake Zeb123? I did actually ask him this morning if he'd be down to do a stream sometime, and he said yes, so that probably will happen soon. For those of you who want to just watch us talk about ReZero for hours. Someone's asking, Blanc again, Necro, do you draw the art?
I don't. I usually commission them, and when I got this new one with blonde-haired tomboy Claire, I came up with the idea for having a different design of Claire because the perception was I had this weird issue with people assimilating me and Redhead Claire because of like this one artist that drew like the one that most people know. So I was like, I kind of want to get away from the Redhead Claire for at least a hot minute. And so the first design that he showed me still had the red hair. And I was like, man, I like that her hair is up in this, but I also like the short hair, but it was still red. And then we came up with blonde. And I was like, this is the one. But to answer your question in the shortest form, I commissioned them. I cannot draw worth a shit.
And he sent me the PNG of Claire for me to use on the thumbnail today. So now I actually have that, which is almost as good as an NFT, you know?
You know, sometimes when I see NFTs get made, I'm like, should I just go ahead and mint them so no one else can get them? I don't know.
I don't think that actually would work, would it? Because they could just make a slight change to it and then mint it again, couldn't they?
Listen, you're defeating the NFT bros with literally one line of logic. Because it's all just layers anyways.
It's just layer upon layer of bullshit. But
people are getting their YouTube channels minted. I'm like, damn, it's kind of a good idea, but also why?
Someone's going to make the NFT of you saying Ada Ada now.
You know, if you guys pay me a few $1,000s from it, I'll be okay with it. Oh, you know what? So I know that there was one question that rolled past a while ago. They want us to do a collab video. I don't know if there's anything to really talk about out here in the space of YouTube.
You know the type of video you do where you respond to an existing video? I have found a video that I would like to make that kind of response to. But
oh no.
It's about gaming though. And I normally just do
that's fine.
Content. So maybe we could do that.
Oh no, the fanboys are weird. Yeah, the fanboys are just as bad as the anti-tubers.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I was thinking of branching into some Yakuza content. And I found this juicy video by GC Vasquez, which is about how the Yakuza series is misogynistic and problematic and stuff like that. And I think it would be kind of fun to respond to it.
Chad, I'm sad now. Play whatever that song is. Play the funny meme song from Yakuza. That's so terrible just from the description. Oh,
yeah.
There it is. 8 months ago.
It's fairly old, but it's really cringe. There was someone else made a response video to it that was quite good, which is what made me know that there even was that video. And I watched it, and it's just like the most, look at me and what a good ally to women I am and how much I respect women. You know, that kind of energy. And he just makes you feel kind of crawly if you're a woman.
I'm so, yeah, Baka Mitai. Play that song right now, chat. Okay.
It's so like, dame dane.
Oh my god. Oh my god, this looks so awful.
Yeah. So I think if we were to do a collaboration, I would definitely be down for doing that one.
My soul hurts. Like seeing his video, my soul it's draining away. You know what? I haven't even seen the likes to dislikes on it. Oh, as expected, it's stupid.
Is it?
It is hang on, where'd it go? 1.5k likes to 776 dislikes. Can't imagine why it has so many dislikes.
Well, the response video I saw to it, he started talking about, I can't remember the name of the channel that responded to it, but in that video he was talking also about how GC Vasquez had behaved on Twitter after that video, and that made for some interesting viewing. It's like, you know, women was sort of saying, no, we like those characters, we think they're good, you know, and he's like, oh, but that invalidates the opinions of other women, so I will not validate your opinions. And then he just starts going like, everybody hating on this video, you're just getting it more and more views, you know, like just being a twat basically. And I just thought, yeah, if I'm going to make a response video in the style that you do, I would definitely do one to that. So, you know, if you'd be down for that, we could have at it. But if you think
it's gonna take some elbow grease,
if you think watching it is going to be too horrible, then I can do it on my own.
Sometimes when I see bad videos and I know how stupid it's gonna be, I really just want to start off the video with whatever they say and just be like, you know what, guys, this is how I want the video to be. It's like, you know what, guys, it doesn't matter. Like, let's just chat for a bit, and then I just sit there and I just kick around some ideas, and then we just end the video. We don't even respond to the guy's video because what's the point? This feels like a huge task of oh my god.
Yeah, I shouldn't actually ask people these things on stream because it's like one of those like public marriage proposals where if you say no, it's gonna be super awkward.
No,
I didn't mean to do that.
It's just my soul hurts looking at his video and how stupid it's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's all in the preemptive nature of, wow, this looks awful. Can't wait.
But you love to show people the awful, so, you know.
Yep. If I had to see it, so do they.
Yeah, exactly. And I have had to see this, so now you have to see it, and then they all have to see it.
Chat, you're in for a doozy then. I think the only other collab video that I've ever done was the one with Griffin Gaming, friend of the channel Griffin Gaming, who I found out recently is a FGO simp. Feels bad, man.
Oh.
But at least he's fine. He has money for it, so it's not like he's going into crippling debt to do it.
Fair enough.
And it's funny because last night he told everyone that he sold his Steam Deck, and I'm like, wow, $2,800. By the way, they only cost at most $700, like after tax.
What, for a stream deck?
no, like
Oh,
it's this little Steam Deck thing. You
Steam
know,
Deck. Sorry, I thought you meant like the Elgato Stream Deck. I was like, I paid like
listen, Valve's
150 for
department.
mine.
No, the Valve department of just naming things
Yeah.
is incredible because like, oh, I got a Steam Deck. No, you have a Stream Deck. Like, oh, then I got the wrong thing.
Yeah.
It gets weird. They did a good job.
Do you remember the Steam controllers that they sold for a little while?
Mm-hmm.
Like my boyfriend got one, and
I have one,
and he's like all programming it to do all fancy things because he plays weird like indie games and stuff, whereas I just play the Yakuza series on my ancient Xbox. But yeah, he got the Steam controller, and when they were taking them off the market, he wanted to buy like a bunch of them because he really loves the Steam controller, and he was like, well, if anything ever happens to it, it will stop working, and you can buy them cheap now. And when they discontinued them, they like sold them all off in like 24 hours or something, and you couldn't get one even if you searched high and low kind of thing. It's like, why discontinue the product if people want it? It's really strange.
Yeah, I don't know why that happened either, because they were just getting rid of all the inventory, I guess.
I suppose, but they could have like ordered some more, because I don't know. I mean, it was a really cool controller. A bit
I
too
tell people the
fancy
secret.
for my purposes. You know, I just like to mash the buttons. So
But you know, this is the other thing too, is like, you can buy them on the Shop Goodwill website. If you guys don't go there, it's the treasure trove. Whatever you're looking for, that's like old stuff like that, or like I've started getting like a lot of older consoles again. You can find them there. So you can find like a Steam controller on there for like $20, if even that.
cool.
It's the best kept secret, and now everyone's using it and abusing it.
Get the Steam
And now they're gonna know even
controllers.
more.
Yeah, because we've now told like 113 people about where to get a Steam controller. Do you have shares in Valve stock?
I wish I did.
Yeah, I wish I did
That
too.
shit it'd be going right up, right now.
It'd be better than having an NFT of an ugly monkey.
You know, there was, unironically, I saw one where it's just a yellow background and the monkeys are black and white, and sometimes they have color, but it looks weird to me.
Yeah. Like, I was thinking, because I just use a 3D model, if I just pose it in a few different positions, take some screenshots, there we go, loads of NFTs of me.
I gotta review
But the
that
fact
game.
that there are people that would legitimately do that, you know, like...
Listen, XXXXY combo gaming is actual top tier gaming. Don't at me.
That's literally...
It makes you believe that you're good.
That's how I play Yakuza. That's a rush combo with a finisher. You know? You can get through the entire game just doing that, you know? But not the karaoke.
Yeah. Oh my god, don't remind me about the Ouya. That thing existed. I never bought it though. I remember when it was being sold, and
I remember
said,
that being a
seems
thing. What was it
strange.
again? The Ouya.
It was supposed to be this open source little console thing, kind of like the Switch, but not nearly as interesting or as powerful. And it was supposed to have like this thing where any game developer could just upload their games to it. And it was a
Yeah.
bunch of just absolute shovelware. Like, no disrespect to the people, because clearly they can make games and I can't. But the Ouya just failed to launch in any kind of aspect. It was supposed to be like this super friendly thing to develop for, but it was made out of cheap materials, sold for too much, and it didn't play games that were like, you're not buying an Ouya to play like anything of quality.
Yeah. It's
Like,
like...
you get it to play maybe
Sounds
Sonic
like the kind of
Hedgehog.
thing you could make yourself with like a Raspberry Pi or something.
Well, the Raspberry Pi would be better than we
Blanc Blanc asks, how good are you in chess? I'm terrible. I only even barely know what the rules are. I don't think I've played it since I was about 10. Are you good at chess?
I used to be. Actually, this is how I play chess, and you guys can take this and hold me to it. But my chess game is unmatched in the beginning, but my end game is fucking terrible. So unless the person that I'm playing against is worse than me, I will beat them.
That you would beat me easily then, because everybody beats me. Like, oh, I don't know. I haven't played since I was like a kid, and then I just used to get beaten by like my granddad. So at chess, you know, this isn't a story of childhood abuse or anything. You know, because I didn't put a content warning. You know, my granddad used to beat me at chess. But yeah, no, I don't have the right brain for chess. I don't think. I've got too short of an attention span. I'm like,
you know, the Necro chess arc is weird because I don't think that there will ever be one. So when I know that the Anti-Tubers were doing it for a hot minute, and I was like, I said I don't want any part of this.
Yeah, I wanted them to fight in the ring instead because I'd be better at that than chess.
Yeah, I need people to go back into Coliseums, and I think that this is a good way. So that way they don't kill each other, but one of them's coming out with a black eye because it's just going to happen. And I'd rather see that happen.
Yeah. Takes less time than chess too. I wouldn't mind poker. Maybe poker would be good.
I'm good at I'm good at gambling.
When I go to like casinos and stuff, I usually only play blackjack, and I only even know how to play that because I learned from Fallout New Vegas. So
don't worry, I've been to Fallout New Vegas IRL, and it's as terrible as the game. I'm just kidding. The game's not terrible. The game's not bad. I hate the desert because the last time I rolled through there, right outside of Nipton to Baker, California, it was 101 degrees at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it was like that here last summer, so I feel your pain. It was like so hot, and I'm getting air conditioning installed soon, but I didn't have it last summer. And what I was doing was like, I just kept my bath full of cold water, and like several times throughout the day, I'd just like put myself underwater. It was the only way to stay cool, and that's why I didn't really make any content last summer, is because my PC couldn't handle the heat either. And I was just like, you know, when you're too hot and you can't really think properly. And I like looked back at some of the scripts I tried to write for videos, and they were like the dumbest thing. I'd tried to do a video that I did eventually end up doing, which was like top 10 waifus of the spring season or something. And I'd literally had something like number 7, some character from some show. I like her because she's funny. That was like my insightful. That was it. That was all I had. Like, very insightful. I like her because she's funny. And that's all my brain could come out with at those kind of temperatures. I'm from England. I'm not built for it, you know?
You know what? That would be kind of interesting to get a to do the strip poker, like someone was like strip poker, but it like Anti-Tubers, but not really even that. I think if we could get other people, it would be interesting. I don't know.
What, strip poker? I strip my avatar. How long does it take? How many clothes can I put on her? Like, just loads.
You know, unrelated kind of story, but I was in the mountains yesterday, and we went to the hot springs, and I slipped in. I didn't bust my ass, but I did slip in like the hot spring.
You had a hot springs episode.
I did. It was interesting because I wasn't prepared for any of it. So I left with nothing but the clothes on my back, and I just rolled to the hot springs. And as I was walking around, there was a lady sitting at one of the hot springs, just nude booba. And then as I'm walking past her, trying to like not let her know that I'm looking at her exposed nude booba, but I keep rolling. And then there's a lady with her husband and her kids, and she doesn't have a top on either. And I'm like, because the last time I was there, everyone had clothes on, so I was like, maybe people were just, hanging out. But there was nude booba there. And so I was like, okay, this is great. But then I went to the one little hot spring that I was at, and I didn't mean to slip in there. I was being an asshole. And so all of my clothes essentially got soaked. And so I was like, well, at this point, there's no need in being modest because homegirl just has booba hanging out. So I just stripped down to my underwear and I just hung out in the hot tub.
Fair
Get
enough.
some refreshing water. And then it was a nice long 5-hour drive home.
I mean, in quite a lot of countries in Europe, people just sunbathe topless on the beach. They don't really in Italy, but like in Spain and Greece, it's normal. You just go there on vacation. You feel weird if you do have a top on. So,
Mm-hmm. And I didn't have any extra clothes and I didn't have any towels. So I just had to turn on the heated seats and I just rolled.
You just rolled.
Mm-hmm. Since I drive a Tesla, I have to get out and like actually charge the car. So I had to like walk around everywhere with just underwear and a shirt because I did not wear my jeans after that.
Well,
nice story.
The chat enjoyed that, I think.
They just enjoyed hearing about nude booba.
Yeah. Tell them about the booba.
Listen, you guys are wanting a lot of things that I can't
the
happen.
avatars when, like.
See, you know what? I should have just asked you. I have a 3D avatar. I have a 3D avatar, chat. I gotta put it into a program or something. Okay.
I could probably make you a model actually, but that looks like your 2D one.
See, chat's just horny, okay? Well, my chat's horny.
Yours some people are like, no, cool, you've got a Tesla, nice.
Listen, the Tesla does, it's nice now because out there in the mountains, it was, what, $6.50 a gallon? Which sounds like, not enough. Sorry, yeah, it's $6.49 a gallon for just the regular gas.
I don't know if that's good or bad because this
it's bad.
This might surprise the chat, but I don't know how to drive. I can't drive, so I don't know how much things cost related to cars.
Chat's gonna know a lot of lore about me. I used to work, I'll say around Chevy. Trust me, you're not. You're not.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of origin story of Necro here.
I know people extrapolate it out of me in streams that are not mine.
They have to follow the trail to get, if you put it all on your channel, there's no mystery, is there? They've got to trail around the internet to everybody's streams that you've been on.
Oh my god. I think we are in the need of a Necro backstory arc, unironically. Strange.
Well, people are enjoying it.
But listen, you don't need to know how to drive. There's plenty of people that don't know how to drive. That's why I live in California.
Yeah, I mean, I used to live in London, and there's, when I was around the age when most people learn to drive, it's like you don't bother if you live in London. It's not worth it. Blonk Blonk says you lived in America for a while. How'd you get around? People drove me. No, I took the bus. But
you know what? That was weird out of context. If I was like thinking about it, I was like, this is normal. And then I had to think about it. I was like, wait a minute. Chat is a bunch of weebs. They're going to think the worst thing about this. Sorry, I always have to remember what I say on stream because then they're going to be like, Necro said the thing. And I'm like, shut up.
Which thing was the worst? You said gas was expensive. Is that controversial?
It would. Things that you would not think are controversial are actually the most offensive things to some people. I could say that on Twitter right now, and they'd be like, actually, Necro, gas isn't expensive. It usually gets this high every summer. And I'm like, That's not true.
I mean, I know it has got really expensive here. From my boyfriend drives, but we just have this thing where you can get like a car share thing where you can just pick up cars around the city, and they're all electric. So
Oh yeah, we
we
have
only
those in LA.
yeah, so we use the electric cars, and they're not Teslas though; they're Renault Zoes, but they're really cute, and I like them. And they're like silent; they're like stealth cars. It's like a ninja creep car that creeps up on you. It's cool. But my friend who has a normal car, like he's been bitching about the price of petrol for quite a long time. So I assume that it's just as bad here in Europe.
Actually, it's worse in other places, Natalie. Those are the
Well,
responses
you
that you
know,
would get.
a lot of things are worse in other places, aren't they?
Like, see, look, it's already starting in the chat. But no, it's, just here and there. I used to live in Tennessee, but now I live in the great state of California, where in one day I can drive from the mountains to the beach.
Yeah, and in California you get like snakes and cool stuff like that.
I haven't seen any yet, but I'm hoping I don't.
Oh, I like snakes. I used to have a pet snake. Just a corn snake, a little snake. When I left the UK, I gave it to one of my friends. It's still alive, my snake. He was called Mr. Slithers.
Man. Nika, what do you think of Rev Says Desu and Hiro Hey? Boy, you really don't want those opinions. Not on this stream.
Oh. I actually have no problem with either of those channels. I mean, like, everyone likes to complain about them, but it's like, it's got to be hard to just find something worth talking about as regularly as they upload, And so, of course, some of their content is going to be just like making a big deal out of nothing. But you can kind of see why they do it. And when they're talking about things that aren't just one person's random opinion on Twitter and are actually proper talking points, I don't really think there's anything bad about their content. It's just, and they're the channels that the lovely people on Anime Circle Jerk subreddit hate even more than me, so I have to show some solidarity to them.
I'm hoping I can pull away from the insane people that think that I somehow can't get away from the anti-tubers. I need to get away from them. They're haunting me. Okay, I looked up a list, my anime list of things that I gave a 10. So Symphogear, this isn't in any particular order, but Symphogear is definitely in there. Symphogear's in there. Azumanga Daioh is in there. Space Dandy, that is also Kino. Sweetness and Lightning, that is also Kino. And then I think if I had to choose the fifth thing that I thought was Kino in the top 10, what do I call it? Do I use the Japanese name?
Go and do it.
Renee no Lagrange. Is it Lagrange? Yeah, Lagrange. That one. It's the mecha one. I think that they are just fucking neat.
Legit.
Top 5. Those are it.
That is quite a retro top 5 to me, because I don't really... They're all a bit before my time. Not that I'm young. I just didn't get into anime until my 20s. So I've only been watching anime for about 8 years. And I have watched some older shows, but normally it's just kind of like in between watching the current stuff. So a lot of the time people's recommendations for older things, I'm like, that's going to get added to the extremely long list. Okay.
Yeah, it's like there's a whole bunch of things I give 10s, not for any particular reason, but like Dirty Pair Flash is it's in my top 10 things to watch because there's so many different things that I like, but I also just I don't know. I can binge watch something and be like, nope, this is Kino. And then I just never look at it again.
Seems legit. I actually normally only watch things once.
The only show that I have went back and watched multiple times besides Dirty Pair Flash, which is for a different reason because I had to culture someone. But the only reason, or the only one that I went back and watched before, like of my own volition all the way through, is Azumanga Daioh. Get you some, chat. Go ahead and get cultured today. I'll be waiting for you.
I think the ones that I tend to rewatch are normally just the funny ones because, you know, sometimes you're not in the mood to concentrate on anything, but you just want something that's funny, you know. So I've probably watched more than anything else Konosuba. I just rewatch that all the time because it doesn't stop making me laugh. But
someone asked the question, what do you not like? That's a loaded question.
Well, anime wise.
So I looked at my anime list and I don't even know if this is accurate because I don't update it. But there are about 25 different series that I have dropped according to this. And I can tell you for the most part why I dropped a couple of them, or if I just never got around to them, like, sorry, this wasn't for me. Like people, this right here, I would get canceled for what I drop shows for. Yeah, that's a pretty good statement. I would get canceled for them. Like I did not care for Dead Man Wonderland.
Oh, I liked
did
that.
Did not like Day Day Live.
I liked Dead Man Wonderland, but like it just ended at a really frustrating point, and then it's like there was never a second season. So, and I could never really be bothered to read it, so I don't know what happened after that. I don't know why you dropped it, and I guess you can't say if it's a cancel-worthy reason, but I actually did like that.
I saw the first episode. I at least dropped it on episode 2, so it's noted.
All right.
But you know, do the thing. You have to read the super.
Oh, Ada, thank you, Burke. Any anime you two think had potential in concept but fell short in execution? Also, any soundtracks you particularly enjoyed? Potential in concept but fell short in execution. Probably quite a few.
Guilty Crown. You know what? That's one of the shows I dropped. Guilty Crown. I'll say it.
Yeah. I think for me, another one would be Bungo Stray Dogs. Like, at first it was quite interesting, but it just sort of, I don't know, it turned boring.
Yeah. Well, in my problem with Guilty Crown, this is why I dropped it, which is why I think it's good on paper. But it just, for some reason, it just, when the end of that first episode happened, I said, there's nothing left. I don't need this anymore. Because they had the most interesting thing that you could have as a show. Like, okay, yeah, it's pretty generic, but I can get behind that. I can get behind generic. But what I cannot get behind is, all right, this kid who's literally a little fucking pushover. Okay, he just knows exactly what to do and beats a giant robot thing at the end after getting this new power. Sorry, I don't believe that. I almost physically stood up and said, I don't believe that. And I turned it off. And people were like, no, dude, it's good.
Of getting you to buy into what they're trying to... yeah, there's some things that just demand too much in terms of suspense of disbelief, you know? I think
and I can get past all of it.
Yeah.
Except for that one.
Yeah. I don't know, because quite often when I think something has an interesting concept but lacks something in the execution, it's more because it kind of goes on for too long. You know, like there's some things where the idea is kind of good, but it's not, you know, like it's kind of a gimmick or a joke that isn't funny enough to sustain a whole season. You know, I kind of thought that about like Kimono Michi, you know, the one with the wrestler that gets isekai'd. and he opens a pet shop and he's kind of a furry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of thought with that, like, yeah, it's a funny concept, it's a funny idea, but after about 5 episodes, the joke had just kind of worn out. And it's like, where do you really take it from there? And I think that sometimes it's just the kind of length that things have to be for a season or for a whole light novel or a whole manga volume or whatever, kind of requires them to go on way beyond the point where the idea, you know, had expired in terms of being interesting. I mean, you know, it's no secret that that's what happened with Death Note. It just went on for way too long. Went on beyond, you know, where they'd run out the concept to where they wanted to take it. They kind of had to keep going because the manga was successful. And when you watch like Bakuman, or if you read that, which was written by the same authors as Death Note, it's kind of like the whole of Bakuman is basically an explanation for what happened with Death Note in a way.
Mm-hmm. People are going to be really mad at this one. I hope you're ready for this. This one might shock and disturb you. That's why I dropped it.
Go on.
I dropped Bleach. I know. I'm sorry. The reason I dropped Bleach is very simple. And there was a guy that left an essay in my comments about this too. And because apparently he thought that I was talking like, people can be excited about things, Necro. Listen, if you're excited for Bleach coming back, I'm happy for you because you get more of the thing that you enjoy.
Yeah.
But I did not enjoy Bleach after episode 63, or, you know, chapter 100 million. Just kidding. But whenever it gets to like that point of we're repeating arcs, I can't hang in there with you. I actually stopped at episode 80. Episode 63 is being pretty generous.
See, I've only watched up to, I think, episode 74. But it's not because I've dropped it. It's just because I'm kind of binging it in between things. You know, I like Bleach, but not enough to watch every episode without breaks.
Oh, don't worry. The episode that you're at, you're about to be disappointed because you're in the Bount arc.
Yeah.
The Bount arc is non-canonical, but then they make some characters from that show up in the anime later in the canonical parts. And I said, wow, this is awful. Wow, this is bad. And then I could not. There's a whole rant about it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I can't do it right now.
I think Bleach Bleach to me is a good example of something that's stylish, it's fun, you know, but you can't think too hard about it because it's like a plot hole factory.
Yeah,
Bleach is
the Bount arc is killer.
It's got no like logical integrity. It doesn't stand up to that much scrutiny, and I don't think it has to. I don't think that's the point of it. You know, it's supposed to be a certain thing, which is cool characters, style, you know, and I like that. I prefer that style of shonen to the more kind of Naruto, My Hero Academia template, you know. I'm much more into the Bleach or Jujutsu Kaisen kind of style. So, to me, Bleach is the best one of the big three, but that's just my taste, you know, I think. Not because the story is better, but just because it's more the style that I like.
Right. And you know, I watch a lot of bad shows, too. Like, bad to you guys. Like, I watch Strike Witches. I think that's fucking great. But at least it's a very simple concept to have fun with, and then every so often it could have a serious 1 or 2 episodes. Like, it's always at the beginning, there's 2 episodes that are kind of important, and then at the end, there's 2 episodes that are important. But everything else in the middle is just fluff. And I can get down with that. I can't get down with... There's 365 episodes of Bleach, just by the way.
Yeah.
I can't keep going there with you.
One for every day of the year.
Yeah, and yeah, you can literally watch 1 episode of Bleach every single day of the year, and you will be caught up. Why would you want to?
But if you started now, then you would never be caught up because new Bleach is coming. But
Yep. And now all of a sudden,
I
it
want to watch
happened.
all of it before then, but yeah, I'm just doing it in batches in between watching other things. So I don't know, I'm more curious to see the disappointment that you have promised me.
I think that you would be good to do Symphogear videos. I think that you could pick up on that a lot.
Yeah, I
I don't
need to
know,
actually
easier than
watch it,
most.
but it's, you know, the amount that you've wrecked it, I would definitely mean to watch it, but I haven't yet, so I can't give any opinion on Symphogear at all. But it is like your all-time number one, isn't it?
It is. If it's not number one, it's real fucking close.
Sweet.
And the reason I say that is because when the first season, for some people, even myself, I would dare to say this, the first season might be a little tough, but if you hang out through it and then you get to the second season, that's it right there. You're strapped in. You're ready to go.
I've never watched I can't speak now. It's getting to that time of night where my mouth starts going blah blah blah. I've never watched Monogatari. You know that one.
Monogatari, yeah.
Monogatari.
Monogatari. Yeah.
So I've been drinking Monster Energy drink throughout this whole stream, so I'm going a bit loopy now. I've never watched Monogatari, and a lot of people keep saying, you should make videos about Monogatari. I think you'd like it. And I'm like, okay, I'll get to that when I've got through reading all of Shield Hero so I can cover that next season, reading all of Overlord so I can cover that the season after that, and trying to keep up with all the seasonals and everything. It's almost like it's become a job.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of why I want to do a bit of gaming content as well, because I'm like,
games are fun.
Well,
when they want to be.
You know, because if I can make that work as well, then I can be less guilty about spending 9 hours playing Yakuza instead of watching anime or reading light novels, you know? I'm just going to monetize all my hobbies.
Yeah, you know what? At this point, I'm like, people probably show up for anime videos, but to be honest with you, chat, they're just kind of boring. I don't feel like yelling at AnyTuber number 10 million about the same thing. As much as I would love to do that forever, my brain cells have been suffering too many casualties, and I can't do it. I guess that's just to be expected.
Yeah, but I think you can find an audience for whatever you want to do. It might just not necessarily be the same audience that came for other stuff.
For me yelling at AnyTubers. That's great. I like calling it that instead because it literally is me yelling at the clouds of just people.
I've got like so many random different types of content that I do as well. It's like, I think my channel's mostly the deep dive stuff into the light novels and Mushoku Tensei and all of that. But there's probably people who subscribe just to see me do the commentary type stuff that I do a few times a month. Or there's people who subscribe because I do like readings, and there's probably even some people that subscribe from that one ASMR video I did. I don't know.
I've thought about something like that, like just doing readings, because I think people really want the B movie script to be read, and I need to find like an actual definitive one, and then I'll read it. I'll read it to you guys.
What, the B movie, as in the Jerry Seinfeld movie? With the
where the lady wants to fuck the bee. That's kind of what.
Oh, cool.
That's what the movie is.
Can I play the lady?
You know what? We'll get some people together. I'm gonna assemble a team. We're gonna just read it.
Ada, thank you, Succubus Bait. To be honest, you could make videos about reading random Wikipedia articles and I'd still watch it. Aw, thank you. That would be the easiest content. I thought reading like Reddit posts, there's those channels that just read Reddit posts. But I thought, I could just read Reddit posts from Anime Circle Jerk about me.
I think that chat really wants they want us to be like the frenemies of like whatever it is that we do, because like, was it Ethan Klein and Trisha Paytas, like they were doing their thing together where they have like two different sides of things. They just want us to read shit. They
Just
want
read
they want
shit.
they want us to read shit all day.
People like it when
Which
I read stuff
I'm not
because I think
against
they
it.
just don't like reading stuff themselves. And I mean, I like doing it, but at the same time, I'm supposed to be a writer, so I feel like if people prefer it when I read stuff other people wrote to when I read stuff I wrote, then does that mean I suck? You know, there's always that level of, if people like the content when I just read out a web novel more than they like, you know, the things that I put work into, it's kind of like, maybe I should just give up and be a voice actor. I don't know.
You know what most voice actresses do that I have seen is that they put all of the work that they've done behind their actual OnlyFans, where it's not them nude, it's just all of their audio stuff. And I'm like, that's kind of ingenious. Wish that could be me. But except if you sign up for the Necro OnlyFans, you get feet pics. There's only like one picture of feet on there, so
I
drink
nearly
that in.
accidentally posted feet pics on Twitter once because I had a big bruise on my foot from training, from like martial arts training, and it was a cool looking bruise, and I was like, I'm going to show everyone this bruise because it's cool. And then I realized that would be actually posting pictures of my feet on Twitter, and yeah, so I didn't. But I very nearly did that. So
Cat's seen my feet before. They've seen too much of me is the problem. Guess that's always the problem.
some authors on Audible have read their own stuff. I'd like to hear Natalie reading her own stuff. Not sure YouTube offers adequate monetization for that. Actually, yeah, there's a complicated reason why I don't do audiobooks of my own novels. Just to do with the fact you can't... The country I live in isn't supported by ACX, which is the platform to record your own audiobooks and self-publish them. And so I'd have to do it through this like convoluted thing. And yeah, I basically don't want to as well because I can't be bothered. But yeah, reading out stuff on YouTube is not that lucrative. I just really do it because the people... Well, at first I did it because I thought I was referencing the story Old Dragon's Tale, which is a side story to Mushoku Tensei. I was referencing it so much in videos and summarizing it so much that I just felt like I'll just read it, you know, then people will all have listened to it. And, you know, people like that. So I started doing another side story, and it's kind of like there are some people who keep asking me to read the entire Mushoku Tensei web novel, and I'm like, it's 2.5 million words and I don't make that much money off of that content, so do you want me to just make that my full-time job for like no money? Just read it yourself, you know.
Cat wants me to read like food labels. I'm like, bro,
just whisper though, just whisper and read food labels.
Oh, by the way, I don't want to keep you going for too long. I don't know if you like have like a cutoff or not.
A what?
I don't know if you have like a cutoff for your streams. Like sometimes you just don't want to stream for that long, or maybe you're just like, oh, I got stuff to do.
Yeah.
But I didn't know.
I hadn't even realized
I can ramble all day.
We've actually been going for quite a while.
That's what I mean.
Maybe we should stop.
I mean, listen, I'm always down for a good old jab.
A good old jab.
Jab? Is it jab or jab? You know, it doesn't matter. It's the same. I'm getting there too. I've been up since 3:45, so.
Yeah. For me, it's like midnight, but yeah. Use text to speech. Well, then it wouldn't be a reading, would it? Like, I know some people think I sound like a sat nav anyway, but then it actually would just be, I don't know, some like low effort copyright infringement rather than, you know, actually reading it. It's more of a performance, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I think probably we should start to wrap things up because it's been 2.5 hours. It is midnight for me, And you still need to tell me all about DSP.
Oh boy, Chad's ready. They're just like, she's gonna come back and that's all she's gonna talk about.
Okay, well, thank you everybody who came along this evening, or this afternoon, whatever it is in your part of the world. Thank you to everybody who's followed along with us on this journey through Necro's origin stories and complaining about everything because it's fun.
I know
Nice.
it's low key kind of fun.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, and I'm going to turn you all off now. And I'm clicking the end buttons.